All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen from all over the globe. Welcome back for the final day session of ISO 45001 2018, which is the internationally recognized occupational health and safety standards. All right. So let us touch base with a little bit of introduction on how did the ISO came into existence, which we are having today in most of the countries or most of the organization in the countries that they are following, that they have implemented and ensuring that they're meeting the legal requirement. So in 1946, delegates from 25 countries gathered at the Institute of Civil Engineers in London, and they wanted to, they have decided, let us have a standard which can be universally accepted. So that is how the ISO came into existence. So there are a lot of ISO standards these days. ISO 9001, which is for quality, ISO 14001, which is environmental, ISO 45001, which was recently revised from OSHA's 18001. Before it was OSHA's 18001. Now it is ISO 45001 2018. ISO stands for International Organization for Standardization. In English, they call IOS. ISOS, which is a Greek word or Greek terminology, which means equal. When I say equal, no matter whichever country you're, no matter whichever language you speak. So when you decided to implement this ISO 45001, you're going to implement all those 10 clauses, and which creates consistency, which creates standards in your organization towards occupational health and safety. That way, you can be able to achieve the legal and statutory requirement of the country wherever you're operating, and benefits of preventing the accident, reducing the accident consequences, and reducing the sickness rates, reducing the absenteeism in the workplace, enhancing the reputation of the organization. These are the number of benefits that you can reap when you implement ISO 45001 2018. Can you please, Zoe Khan, ma'am, could you please confirm that I'm audible? Or somebody else can confirm me I'm audible?
Sir, you're loud and clear.
All right, ma'am. Thank you. So would you like to do the introduction part before we rock and roll with the rest of the topic?
Sure, sir. Should we do that now?
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead.
All right. So, Assalamu alaikum. Good evening. Greetings, everybody. I have been right, and you're listening to Sarah Khan from Expert Trainers Academy. As you all know, Expert Trainers Academy is a renowned provider of health and safety certifications. We're offering you from basics to the advanced level certifications, which means if you want to start your career, then you can start with OSHA, the TRs, IOSH, MS. And once you successfully complete this, you can go for ISO Lead Auditor courses, level 6 certification. And we're offering you courses from international awarding bodies from AOSH United Kingdom, EOSH United Kingdom. So if you want to register for any of the certification, or if you have any queries, or if you want to know anything regarding HSC, then the numbers are being displayed in the screen. You can connect with me, Ms. Zoe, you're already listening, and you can contact Ms. Sarah as well. Take a screenshot, drop us a message on WhatsApp. We'll get back to you. If we couldn't get back to you, please just ring us once on WhatsApp so that we can quickly get back to you. Apart from that, we are having huge discounts on international certifications, offering you flexible payment plans. So before I proceed, could you please confirm if I'm audible to you?
You're loud and clear, ma'am. Hot and spicy.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Thanks for the confirmation. So yeah, dear participants, this is the right time. If you want to register for any of the HSC courses, then we're offering you discounts, at limited time offer. So you can register for ISO Lead Auditor courses, which is very fast of you, and level 6 high level certifications as well. So I think we are all set to begin training, and we'll get back to you in between if you have any kind of questions. We'll have a Q&A session, and for anything regarding HSC, Expert Trainers Academy is right there to support and assist you. So thank you for listening to me, everybody. Wish you all a great training ahead. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Appreciate it. All right. There are 10 clauses in ISO 45001 2018 standards, and now same goes with even ISO 9001, which is for quality, and ISO 40001, which is environmental management system. Starting with scope, and then the second one is normative references. Third one is terms and definition we have seen. And fourth one is context of the organization, which has 4 subdivisions. And then fifth one is leadership and worker participation, which has 4 subdivision as well. And the sixth one is planning, that has 2 subdivision and also has subparts. And seventh one, support, that has 5 subdivisions. And today we're going to see operation, performance evaluation, and then the final clause, which is 10, which is improvement. So these are the things we're going to see. So my name is Selvam. I am from India, from the state of Tamil Nadu. I speak English, Tamil, and Hindi. So you will be given time to ask me questions in the break time. So you can ask me questions either in the chat box, or you can raise your hand, we can unmute you, and you can talk to me over voice. And today is going to be the final day of ISO 45000 2018. We also recorded our session once you registered with us. So we will be sharing the recording session as well. We also have a YouTube channel. We also have a LinkedIn profile. So you can able to connect with us in any form. And our coordinators numbers also have been displayed at the end of the slide of each and every topic. So you can also take a screenshot of it, take a note down. If you have any queries regarding queries, fees, promotional offers, combo offers, etc., get in touch with them. They would be very much happy to assist you. With that, let us proceed with clause number 8, which is operation aspects of OHS management system. See, when it comes to operation, the first thing that should come up in your mind is eliminating hazards and reducing occupational health and safety risks, and the management of change. What is management of change? Suppose before you are sweeping, now you are going to introduce the vacuum cleaning. So that's a change of management. And before there were only 5 people working, and now introduction of, you are reducing the 5 people to 3 people. So the workload will be, there is a change in workload. So that's again a change of management. And you're also changing the shift from night shift to day shift, or day shift to night shift. Then again, change in management. So these are the management of change, some examples. So these are the things we're going to discuss in clause number 8 of ISO 45001 2018, operational aspects of OHS management system. A systematic way of managing occupational health and safety. That's why we have 10 clauses. If we implement this 10 clauses in our organization, that means we are meeting the standards of ISO 45001 2018. That way we can manage our health and safety effectively in the workplace. That's the basic intention of this course. Okay, introducing or implementing an effective ISO 45001 2018 management system in the place. Zoya Khan, could you please confirm me that I am audible and the slides are moving? All right, thank you for the confirmation. Procedure manuals, detailed instruction. Procedure manuals provide step-by-step instructions for carrying out each operational process, ensuring consistency. See, why we need to create standards, or why we need to follow standards. It helps us to create consistency in the workplace, whichever part of the world you are in. Whether you are going to, because no one is going to ever stay in one organization. Or maybe very few, not major group of the people is going to leave at some point in time. Okay, but the organization is still going to run whatever, the operation process they are into. So if Selvam is going to be replaced by someone else, let's say Jogeshwar, he also going to follow the same thing. That's why the standards are in place. It creates consistency, no matter whether Jogeshwar is going to do it, or XYZ person is going to do it, or Selvam is going to do it, or Samrin is going to do it, or Zoya Khan is going to do it. They're going to follow the same system or the same standard. So it ensures consistency and compliance. Okay. Accessibility and review. Procedure manuals are made accessible to relevant personnel, which means it should be easily accessible and only for the relevant personnel. Ensuring easy access to necessary information, they must be regularly reviewed and updated to reflect any changes or improvement in the processes. Work instruction, nothing but safe system of work or safe working methodology. Develop work instruction for specific tasks within each process, providing detailed guidance for employees on the safety precaution that you need to follow in each and every step. Equipment usage, how to operate the equipment safely. and emergency procedures in case of an emergency, what need to be followed. Hang on a second, please. Training materials, safety protocols clearly outline safety protocols and procedures that employee have to follow. See, once you created the safety manual or safe system of work, you need to educate or train the workers so that they can follow it. So the employees must follow to ensure. I mean, one of the main or major worker responsibility is that take reasonable care of their own safety and also safety of others by following safety instruction, or provide step-by-step instruction how to properly use safety equipment, and also including protective gear such as PPE. Use of protective equipment. Detail the proper use of personal protective equipment and do not tamper with it. Do not tamper with it means do not change the original intention. Like do not break it or do not modify it, etc. Emphasize the importance of wearing and maintaining PPE to prevent accident and injuries. Training materials for the emergency response procedures. Provide detailed instruction on how to respond to different types of emergencies such as fire, toxic chemical spillage, or medical incident or accident that requires a person to evacuate from the building and then needed to be taken to the hospital by ambulance, etc. And it should include evacuation plan and emergency contact information and procedures for reporting incidents. Employee training. Develop comprehensive training material to ensure that the employees are adequately trained on the process. Whatever the safe working methods, risk assessment methodology, emergency procedures, evacuation procedures, all those things, the training must be done for the employees. Include interactive modules, videos, and quizzes to engage employees and check their understanding of the training material. So you need to provide training to the workers, ensure that they understand by asking questions, or the more impact one is going to be a graphic representation of training or video representation of the training so that they can easily understand. Contractor safety plans. Importance of contractor safety plans. See, before selecting the contractor, you need to identify the competency of the contractor selection. And then once you selected the contractor, you need to verify, you need to have a briefing with them regarding the risk assessment and safe system of work, how to carry out the work safely. Okay. So with that, coordinating procurement process to identify hazard, assess and control occupational health and safety. Risk arising from working with contractors is an important aspect of who's a contractor, someone who's going to do the job for the client. You're outsourcing certain work which you cannot able to do it. So in that case, you need to sit together, both of you sit together and identify the hazard and assess the risk and develop, safe working method to mitigate the risk or eliminate the risk. Comprehensive safety plan. Require contractors to develop and submit comprehensive safety plan, nothing but risk assessment and safe system of work before commencing work. This plan should address identified hazard, risk assessment and control measures specified to the contracted work. Whatever work that has been contracted to the contractor by the client, there must be a risk assessment and safe system of work must be developed and it must be verified by the client. Training programs, accessible training materials, comprehensive training programs. Our training program provide comprehensive coverage of hazard identification, risk assessment. As I mentioned, operation-wise, eliminating the hazard, be it contractor doing the work or be it the client working person doing the work. Hazard must be identified, risk must be calculated, and risk must be either eliminated or mitigated. And then training. Training programs provide comprehensive coverage of hazard identification, assessment, and elimination of risk in the workplace. Safe work practices, nothing but safe working methodology. Our training materials must emphasize the importance of safe working practices to prevent accident and injuries. We have to provide clear guidelines and instruction on how to perform the task safely and efficiently to all workers involved, be it contractor or the workers. Interactive training sections. How to make the training session interactive? You must give them training materials like training manuals to the participants. And then you must use, as a trainer, you must use plain language, the language which the participants can able to understand. Like you must talk in simple English. Even, when UK people or British people speak in English with me, though I almost good in English, I cannot say I'm very good in English, but okay in talking in English. But still, if somebody has a British accent and they speak in English, or the Russian speaks English, then I have a difficulty in understanding. Only when I talk to them like more than 3 times or 4 times, or get to them with a week, only then I can able to understand their accent. Oh, this is what they're trying to say. So whenever you train the workers, you must use plain language, and you must tell the information in a clear and concise way, very short and precise way, to make the content easily understandable for the participants. You must use visual aids, like how we are using visual aids using Zoom platform or Google Meet platform these days, such as diagrams, charts, and infographics to enhance the understanding of the participants. Multiple formats. We provide training materials in multiple formats, including text, audio, and video to cater to different learning preferences. See, some people may be physically challenged. So they could not see, but they can hear. So you give them audio. Some people can see, but they cannot able to hear. So you give them visuals. So you make them understand according to their needs. Online learning platforms these days, many of them is, online learning platforms like the one we have a classic example right now today is Zoom, Google platform, Google Meet platform, Microsoft platforms, etc. And interactive learning. Conduct interactive training sessions that engage the employees in discussion and practical exercises related to hazard identification, hazard elimination. Online courses. Utilize online learning platforms to provide employees with access to a wide range of training materials and resources. Offer courses. Like you can design a course specific to permit to work. You can design a course specific to machine, running of machinery in a safer way. So that way you can deliver the training to the participants accordingly, specific to the topic that is needed for the workers. Supplier and contractor documentation. Supplier compliance. Documentation. Document information. So maintain documentation related to supplies involved in operation process. Verify that supplies comply with relevant OH&S requirements. They also provide documents such as risk assessment for the product that's supplied, or they provide the chemical, like safety data sheet for the chemicals that they supply. So they need to comply as per the ISO 45001 standard, the supplier compliance. The contractor compliance, they need to provide risk assessment. They need to provide health and safety policy document. They need to provide training record of the contractor workers. So these are all with the contractor compliance. So you need to ensure that the contractors comply with the OH&S requirements. So operation aspects. So what is main? Eliminating hazards and reducing occupational health and safety risk and management of change. Okay. One second. Can you able to see the clause number 8, everybody? Can somebody, Zoyakan, could you please confirm me that, man? All right. See, in the operation, you could see 8.1, there are 2 subdivisions in operation clause. Operation planning and control, general, eliminating hazards. See, once you identify the hazards, you need to eliminate the hazard. Let's say, for example, there's a water spillage on the floor. So you need to barricade that area and you need to clean up. So that way you can eliminate the slip hazard. And or if not possible, reducing OHN risk, applying hierarchy of control. Next is management of change. So suppose the number of personnel has been reduced. Before there were 5 people doing the work. Now it has been reduced to 3 people. Let's say manual handling. So you need to carry boxes from point A to point B. So there's a change. Now the workload for 3 people will be more. Before it was 5. Now it is only 3. So that is the management of change. Procurement, nothing but you need PPE to carry out the work. You need safety equipment to carry out the work. There will be an updation in the technology. So you need to procure that and provide to the workers so that we can reduce the risk in the workplace. And then emergency preparedness and response, we have seen for fire, we need to create emergency procedures and evacuation plan, which need assembly points, etc. And then natural calamities like tsunami and then earthquake, we need to create evacuation emergency procedures, and also for the toxic chemical spillage, we need to create emergency procedures and evacuation plans, etc. So that's with the operation clause 8. So before we go ahead and see the performance evaluation, let's take a break. We can discuss on certain doubts if you may have. Then we can go ahead with the clause number 9. Over to you, Ms. Zoya Khan. I think Zoya Khan is not there. That's okay. If you have any questions, you can ask me in the chat box. Okay, what's the difference between audit and inspection? Inspection is a part of the audit, whereas audit, it's an independent, critical, and evaluation of compliance of the entire health and safety of the organization. Whereas inspection is only the part. So suppose you can do inspection of one particular department, or you can do inspection of one particular machine. Let's say, take example like forklift truck, etc. So that's the difference. That's a main or major difference between audit and inspection. Generally, inspection have daily inspection or weekly inspection, whereas audit generally is conducted once in a year. The frequency also varies. Can you describe the audits? What type of audits you're talking about, sir? We have a first party audit, second party audit, and third party audit. First party audit is you're doing internal audit within the organization. Second party audit, so you're doing audit on the subcontractors or the customers, and then or the suppliers. And third party audit is going to, the third party like certifiers or the certifying bodies or certifying, like for example, ISO 45001. They come and do the audit in the organization to verify that the standards are complied with. Then they issue the certification. So that is with the audits. So you have internal audit and external audit. Internal audit is something done by the person who are working inside the organization, whereas external audit is done by outside, like third party. Somebody smart. Somebody replied the Nibosh audit and Abu Sufyan Siddiq. Great, sir. Thank you. See, for any course registration, what is the registration process for lead auditor after the ISO certifications? So you go to the IRCA website. There you will be able to identify or find out the auto process for lead auditor registration. IRCA website. If I have ISO 45001 certified, I may be a third-party auditor by myself. No, you cannot. You need to register with the IRCA, and then see when you are registered with the IRCA, you will be listed in the auditor profile. And when any organization looking for any third-party auditors, they will go and check in that platform. If your profile looking attractive, then they would be inviting you or coming over to do the audit in their organization. That's how it works. Mohammed Tashtiak. Full form of NIBOSH, National Examination Board in Occupational Safety and Health. In details, please go to IRCA website. You will be able to find out the details, sir. Now I'm working as a safety officer. If I take ISO 14001 certification, how it will help me more? See, at this stage, there are a lot of competition in the market. The people looking for, who are multi-talented, not only health and safety, also in environmental aspect. You asked me ISO 14001, which is environmental management system. So when you're multi-talented, the opportunities are more for you to getting recruited. When you have more certification in your, see, the first thing that any recruiter will look at it's your resume. So when they see your certification is white and you have a range of certificate that they are looking for, then you would be selected, you would be shortlisted at least. After this course, yes, you can, but you need to gain experience initially. You have to do a lot of internal audit first. Then you need to register with IRCA. Then for those people who like to register with IRCA, please kindly mention your numbers so we can get back to you, or we have a WhatsApp group. So we will get back to you in detail how to register with the IRCA Lead Auditor program. So once you complete this course, okay. So that way we can make it simple for every 1 year. So any kind of course registrations, whether it is NIBOSH IDEP, NIBOSH IDC, kindly get in touch with the registration department. I think the numbers are being displayed, so they will get in touch with you, or you can get in touch with them. So that way we can clarify the details regarding any of the courses. What will the interviewer focus mostly when we ask about ISO 45001? Muhammad Abdul Wahab, can you please specify the question? What will the interviewer focus mostly when he ask about ISO 450? Mostly focus about how many clauses and what are the clauses, and they might be giving a scenario. They will ask you which one, whether it is non-compliance or not, non-conformance or not. So they will ask this kind of questions. So Kala Torek, so please join our WhatsApp group. So any kind of upcoming training programs or combo offers will be posted there. So that way you will be notified when we join our WhatsApp group. If you're already there, then ignore it. See, then should we need to register in IRCA? That's absolutely your choice to register with the IRCA. Okay, but if you register with there, so you need to create a solid profile. So that way the organization who's looking for an auditor, they like a third-party audit, so you need to also have experience, right? You need to go and do the audit in different places, or you need to also do internal audit in your organization. That way you can put that profile, you can create a solid profile and put it over there, so that when the other organization is looking for an auditor, they can look if your profile is looking highlighted. Or you can also create profile in LinkedIn as well. So that way, even LinkedIn also people looking for third-party auditors. These are other tips which organization looking for. So once you're shortlisted, then you're good to go. All right, with that, let us proceed with the next clause number 9, performance evaluation. Could you please confirm me, Ms. Zoya Khan is my... All right. Slides are moving, right? All right, thank you, ma'am. So monitoring and measurement. When it's performance evaluation, monitoring and measuring, that this is going to play a major role. As the saying goes, if you're not monitoring, you're not managing. So incident reporting. Establish a system for reporting and recording all workplace incidents, including accidents, injuries, and near miss. Ensure that employees are aware of the reporting procedures and encourage them to report incidents promptly with their immediate supervisor. Hazard identification, conduct performance evaluation, how to evaluate the performance, like by carrying out inspection and audit to check whether we compliant with the health and safety standards that we have created, or that ISO 45001 has. So hazard identification, conduct regular inspection and audits to identify potential hazards in the workplace, use checklists and risk assessment tools, systematically identify and assess hazards. Near miss reporting. So even what is near miss? An unplanned, unwanted event that did not result in any form of loss. Even near miss has to be reported. It has to be investigated, so that before it becomes an accident, we can prevent it at the near miss stage itself. Encourage employees to report near miss which are incidents that did not result in injury damage but had a potential to do so. Investigate and analyze near misses to identify underlying causes and implement corrective action. So even the near miss, immediate cause, root cause has to be identified and take corrective actions accordingly. Control effectiveness. Regularly review the effectiveness of controls that have been implemented to mitigate the hazard and reduce the risk. Use leading indicator or lagging indicator. What are those? See, before something goes wrong, the actions that you're taking is called leading. After something have gone wrong, it's called lagging. Suppose like number of near misses. There are I number of near misses. There are I number of accidents. There are I number of dangerous occurrence even. There are I number of workplace complaint from the workers. There are I number of absenteeism in the workplace. There is I number of staff turnover. These are all lagging indicators. Whereas leading indicators like you've done the risk assessment. You have reviewed the risk assessment regularly. The health and safety policy have been implemented in the workplace and it has been regularly reviewed. And then health and safety culture is positive in the workplace. These are all leading indicators. These are the examples of leading indicators in the workplace. Document retention. Establish a clear documentation retention policy. As I mentioned yesterday, the training records or health and safety policies, all these things, training records of the employees must be retained at least 3 years. Once you provided training on the particular topic, that record must be retained at least for 3 years. So establish a clear document retention policy that outlines the duration of retaining audit documents. Legal and regulatory compliance. Ensure compliance with legal and regulatory requirements regarding document retention. See, whatever the local regulations or local statutory requirements says on retaining the documentation, because something goes wrong, the inspectors would come and do the inspection or audit. So you need to show them the evidences like you have provided training, etc. So whatever the legal requirement that says on the document retention, follow that and also follow the ISO 45001 requirement. Audit documentation. Whatever the auditing that you have done, the documentation like checklist, questionnaires, to the preparation of written report has to be retained in the workplace, internal audit documents. See, performance evaluation. The thing that should come up in your mind is inspection and internal audit. Performance, how to evaluate the performance, organization health and safety performance by carrying out internal audit. See, this is the clause number 9. Internal audit should come up in your mind. Top management review system. Frequency of reviews. Top management reviews of the occupational health and safety management should be conducted at regular intervals to ensure its effectiveness. See, if you don't, like I said, if you're not monitoring, you're not managing. Suppose you are not updating the health and safety policy, it gets outdated. If you're not updating ourselves on the knowledge aspect of health and safety, we are outdated. If I'm not providing training regularly, then I am outdated with the training providing for the people. So we need to frequency will be determined by the organization size and activities and based on the risk profile of the organization and also the statutory requirements. The format of reviews can be such as meetings. They can, board of directors meeting, presentation, or also it can be in written formats, written reports. The chosen format should facilitate a comprehensive evaluation of occupational health and safety management system, allowing for the identification of strength, weaknesses, and areas for improvement. See, once you conduct the audit, so you will be able to know, or you will be able to say, these are the non-compliance. Then you categorize as major non-compliance and minor non-compliance and opportunities for improvement. Okay. So that way you can allocate a responsible person within the timeline to implement those corrective action. Decision making. Action plans. Identify and develop action plans to address any issues or areas of improvement identified in the management system. So once you identify any issues, you need to assign responsibility. For example, you identified we need to provide refresher training for all the forklift truck drivers. This is a gap you identified because the last time that they have received training is 1.5 years back. Okay. So you need to allocate a specific person to give refresher training for those drivers. So who could be the specific person? Warehouse supervisor, for example. So you are allocating a responsibility for warehouse supervisor to provide refresher training for all forklift truck drivers in your organization. Next, set timelines within which the training has to be provided. Within 3 months, all the forklift drivers has to be provided with refresher training. That is what the action plan is all about. Same thing, action plan. Communication, continuous improvement. We're going to see that in clause number 10 as well. Continuous improvement. Use the outcomes of the top management review to drive continuous improvement in the occupational health and safety management system. The lesson learned from the near miss, when anything happens, like when the near miss happens, so I call it basically, it's not a mistake, it's a lesson learned. So you're repeating the same thing again, then it becomes a mistake. So integrate lesson learned from past experience into future planning and decision-making process to improve the OH&S management system. Audit preparation, provide necessary training. Like you need to provide training for the internal auditors as well by the organization. Who's responsible is that? The employer responsibility to provide an interactive and then strong or solid, robust training for the internal auditors in the organization. So provide necessary training to auditors on the audit process and relevant standards, such as ISO 45001 if you're following ISO 45001. And see, audit stages. You have the pre-stage and then during the audit and then pre-audit preparation, during the audit and then post-audit. In the pre-audit, what do? You prepare questionnaires that you're going to ask with the people. You're going to prepare checklist. You're going to audit against ISO 45001. That's a criteria. Okay, the criteria of the audit is against Occupational Health and Safety Management System, which is the standard that we follow in the organization, which is ISO 45001 2018. Okay, so these are all before the audit. During the audit, you're going to gather evidences. How you're going to gather evidences? By conducting interview with the workers based on the question that you prepared. And then you're going to take picture, filming videos, etc. And then physically inspecting the workplace. And then verifying the documents. These are the ways you're going to gather the evidences during the audit. So once you gather the evidence, then you're going to gather again in the closing meeting. Then you're going to discuss about verbally, these are the non-compliances. These are all major non-compliances, many non-compliances. Once you give them verbally, then you're going to prepare a written report. That's how the audit, general synopsis of a audit looks like. So this is schedule of opening meeting to communicate what is the audit objective and expectation. This is with the internal audit. So on-site auditing activities, which I just mentioning, gathering evidences, systematically examine process and documentation to ensure with compliance with OHS management requirements. Interview the relevant personnel to gather information and verify compliance. Review the records and documentation related to incident reporting, risk assessment, health and safety policy, safe system of work, etc. Inspect the work areas physically and facilities to identify potential hazards. Evaluate the training programs that you provided for the workers. Check the training records. Assess the effectiveness of emergency response plan, emergency procedures. Verify that they are compliant with local legal and regulatory requirements. Identify areas for improvement and provide recommendation for corrective action. So this is this one should be in the post audit, following the audit after gathering evidence. You're going to identify the areas of improvement when you're going to do the audit, but you're going to present that in the closing meeting. So identified areas of non-compliance with Occupational Health and Safety Management System requirements, noted instances of non-conformity with ISO 45001 standards, report. The findings must be report on the overall findings of the internal audit, including identify gaps and deficiencies. See, whatever gaps that you identified against the ISO 45001 standards, you're going to make a note of it and going to present that in the closing meeting with the topmost personnel or the required personnel. Highlight any critical issues that require immediate attention and corrective action. See, like highlight any critical issues such as like that's going to cause accident. When it causes accident, the consequences will be major. Okay, the consequences of the accident will be major. Or it does not comply with the legal requirement. The chemicals which are stored in the chemical storage room does not have the label. All the chemical containers does not have the label and it does not have the safety data sheet. That's a major non-compliance. So 1 or 2 chemical containers is okay. If all the chemical containers does not have label, does not have safety data sheet, then it's a major non-compliance because it is not meeting the legal requirements. So you need to highlight those critical issues that require immediate attention and corrective action by the management. Follow-up audit. This is an excellent one. Follow-up audit should be conducted to verify the effectiveness of corrective action implemented in response to identified non-conformities. See, you have identified gaps. You have proposed these are the corrective action that is required. See, during the follow-up audit, you will identify whether the corrective action which has been proposed by me has been implemented or not. So the purpose of follow-up audit is to ensure that the identified non-conformities have been addressed and implemented and the necessary corrective actions have been taken or not. This is the follow-up audit. And that's with performance evaluation. So the thing that you need to remember here in this clause is internal audit. That's a key takeaway from this one. Over to you, Ms. Zoya Khan. Need PPT of this class, so kindly register for the course. If you are registered for the course, then we can provide you a recorded training session, as this is a copyrighted material from ISO 45001 IRCA, so we may not be able to provide this. I hope you can understand. Thank you. So, all right, you can unmute yourself, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you for the great explanation. I hope students enjoyed the content and we have successfully completed a 5 days training. So,
Ma'am, your voice is not that audible.
I know.
No, not yet.
No.
Is audit once or twice in a year? So it depends if you have a major non-compliance in this place or in the organization. So you can, I mean, the management can decide the frequency of the audit. Twice in a year, it would be more effective than once in a year. So before you do the third-party audit, it's better to do 2 times audit in your workplace, in your organization, so that it'll be better. Yeah, go ahead, ma'am. Sorry. Still, you're not audible, ma'am. Would you like to come back and join back again? Nibosh HSW is helpful for who have been working for almost 10 years, like Nibosh. I didn't understand your question, Mr. Sajid. Is it a question or is it a statement that you're giving out to the participants, or what is it? Let me unmute so that you can talk. Mohammed Sajid, you can unmute yourself and talk. Oh, that's your question. Okay. Ask me a question. You can speak now. You can unmute yourself. You can speak.
Hello.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Yes, thank you, sir. Sir, I want to know about the HSW. Is also the like a NIBOS or what? So who have been experience of 10 years
Mm.
or more, so he can do that one? Or...
See, HSW is a basic level of course in NIBOSH. Okay. So I would suggest to go ahead with NIBOSH IGC, which is a certification level of course, a level 3 course, which is highly in demand. See, that is demand by the client in the, not only the client, it's a Ministry of Manpower in Gulf or in Middle East. It's a requirement by them to have a client, those who like to work in health and safety field, like health and safety officer, health and safety specialist, they need to have this certification, NIBOSH IGC in particular. So NIBOSH HSW is one of the courses that is being offered by NIBOSH, which is a basic level of course. Okay. So I would suggest to go ahead with NIBOSH IGC rather than NIBOSH HSW. You said you already have 10 years of experience, right?
Yeah.
So in this case, you can directly go with NIBOSH IGC, sir. NIBOSH IGC nowadays is an open book exam. You have 2 papers to complete. First one is they will ask you scenario and there will be questions. You need to solve that. That's a 24 hours based question. And then IGC2 is a risk profiling or risk assessment. You need to create risk assessment and submit it.
Okay, thanks for that.
You're welcome. I would suggest to go ahead with NIBOSH IGC than NIBOSH HSW because that's going to give you an opportunity to apply for jobs because nowadays NIBOSH IGC, even NIBOSH IGC, many people have completed. So the competition is more. So instead of going with NIBOSH HSW, I would suggest to go ahead with NIBOSH IGC in the career perspective.
Okay.
Hello.
Yes.
Sir, I am Hassanur Kabir. Can I say something, sir?
Yeah, go ahead.
Actually, I have been faced one interview and they are asking me regarding this GWS, Global Wind Safety Course. So from where I do this course and how I will do this one? If any suggest.
Yeah, even I am not heard about it. It's the first time I'm hearing it. Sorry for that. But you can get in touch with our course registration department. The numbers are displayed, right?
Yes.
So you can get in touch with them. So in case if you get any information on that, we will get back to you on. Got it?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. So the numbers have been displayed. So you can take a screenshot. You can contact with Ms. Zoya. She would be happy to assist you when she has it.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Or Mr. Ms.
Thank you, sir. Am I audible now?
Yeah, you're audible, ma'am.
Thank you. Please proceed. Somebody was asking a question and I'll continue from there.
No, that has been completed. You can go.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead, sir.
Yeah, just one question regarding the ALAP and the smart system. When could it will be applicable in ALAP, like as low as reasonably practicable and the smart? When this will be applicable?
Smart is when you're creating objectives in the organization health and safety policy. That is like my objective is to reduce the accident to 95%. That is one of the smart objective within 1 month or within 3 months. Whereas ALAP is you are reducing the risk to as low as reasonably practicable after implementing control measures. See, the ALAP is applicable only the risk which you can foresee. Suppose, for example, there is a water spillage on the floor. Okay. So you need to clean up the water spillage. So that is you can foresee. आप देख सकते हैं. You can understand Hindi, right?
Yes.
जो भी आप देख सकते हैं, जो भी रिस्क को हम कंट्रोल कर सकते हैं, वो करना है. वही लीगल रिक्वायर, वही लॉस बोलते हैं. अगर हम earthquake को कंट्रोल कर सकते हैं? नहीं है ना. सो वो जो फोर्सी था, लेकिन वो हमारा हाथ में नहीं है. जो भी हमारा हाथ पे है, वो रिस्क, वो hazard को हम कंट्रोल करना चाहिए. So that control, once you control the risk, that should be at the level of acceptable level of risk. मतलब जो risk level, जो residual risk जो होते हैं, ज्यादा ये मतलब accident ना, पहले accident ना होना है. अगर हो गया तो consequences level ज्यादा नहीं होना चाहिए. सिर्फ कट, छोटा चीज होता है, ठीक है. फर्स्ट एड इंजरी ओके, ठीक है, चलेगा. लेकिन हॉस्पिटलाइज्ड ना हो. So that is called ALAP, as low as reasonably practicable.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Sir, अच्छा लगा आपका हिंदी सुन के.
This is the first time I'm speaking Hindi, right?
Yes, I was surprised, and you're great at it.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Really appreciate your support. And we really appreciate that students are here for the final day of our training. And I hope you all enjoyed the training. And we're looking forward to welcome you for the course registrations. If you're interested to enroll for any of the certification, it's not mandatory only for ISO. We advise you to go for ISO because it's highly in demand. That will definitely help you in your career, especially in Gulf countries. There's the requirement that you must have this certification, especially when it comes to your promotions. So we would suggest you, we would advise you, we would welcome you if you're planning for this certification. The doors are open, the numbers are displayed. You can take a screenshot, messages on WhatsApp, and we'll get back to you. As you all know, we receive more than thousands of messages every day. By any chance, if we miss to reply you, please ring us on WhatsApp once again so that we can quickly respond to you. Next thing, we have our batch submission for OSHA 30 hours compliance course, which is from USA. And best international certification, I can say, if you want to kickstart your career, which is going to be 9,500 Indian rupees. And also IOSH MS will be 9,000 Indian rupees with 5 free certification. So if you are planning, or any of your friends, colleagues are planning to proceed for this, the more than welcome. You can share our numbers or you can connect with us. We'll guide them. Again, if you have successfully completed the basic certifications, which is OSHA 30 hours, IOSH MS, TBOSH IGC, the first 3 mandatory certification HSC fields, then we would like to welcome you to enroll for level 6 certification. And IOS Lead Auditor courses, these are very, very important certification. You must go for the certificates. And the training is there, morning and evening batches are there. There's one examination. So you will understand how to prepare yourself. And we have successfully completed our 5 days of training. Furthermore, we have free trainings on another certifications, another international
You're
courses.
lost, man. Are you there? Sorry, participants. I believe there's a technical error, internet issue. Zoya Khan, trying to find you again. Are you there, Zoya? Am I audible? All right, thank you, sir. All right. I think Zoya Khan is not there. I don't know what happened. Whether she hit some button and then she disappeared. I don't know. Anyways. All right. Let's go continue with the last and final clause number 10. Continuous improvement. Can somebody confirm me whether my slide is moving? Exam for how many hours of examination? Is usually 2 hours of examination. And for regarding theory and objective, both or only objective? Objective type, sir. Okay, you need to sit in front of the computer and choose the best option. What would be the right answer? Yes, visible. All right, thank you, sir. Thank you for the confirmation. Let us proceed with that. Continuous improvement in ISO 45001. So in this continuous improvement, there are, which we already discussed, the same thing, it's coming in again and again. it will be a little bit confusing, but once you go through 3 times or 4 times the ISO 45001 standards of 10 clauses, then you would be able to understand. As I mentioned, download the ISO 45001 2018 standards in your laptop or in your mobile, go through it, or you watch YouTube links. There are a lot of YouTube resources that you can listen to and understand it. So listen to it over and over again. So in the improvement part, incident, whenever incident happens, investigate that incident, find out the root cause, immediate cause, and then find out the non-conformity, take corrective action, and then continual improvement. These are the things that we're going to discuss in this continual improvement. Regular reviews of the OHS management system. But your people are saying both theory and objectives. No, it is only objective type. Will there be long answer? No long answer, only objective type. ISO 45001 exam. It's going to be only objective type. So icon is not there anyways. Regular reviews of the OHS and OHS management system. Conduct regular reviews of the OHS and OHS management system to identify areas that could be enhanced. That could be enhanced means that could be improved. This ensures that the system is up to date and aligned with the organization goals and objectives. So worker feedback and reporting. Encourage workers to provide feedback and report near miss, report hazards to the immediate supervisor, so that their values, their inputs can be acted upon, and we can address any issues or gaps in that. Benchmarking. What is benchmarking? Benchmarking, it's another practice that we can continually improve ourselves. Benchmarking is nothing but comparing your organization health and safety performance. You could compare between organization with another organization, between 2 departments, between 2 sectors of the organization, or you can compare your OHS performance against the industry standards. Okay, that way you can identify gaps and you can improve on it. Implement necessary action. Develop action plans. Like you need to identify a responsible person based on the gaps and fulfill the gaps within the timeline. That's what it means. Involve employees. Employee involvement is crucial in the implementation process. Organization should encourage and empower employees to contribute to the improvement efforts as they have a valuable insight, because they are the one who is actually carrying out the work. Their values, their inputs will be more effective because they are the one working on the ground. So include them in the risk assessment process, include them in the accident investigation process, include them in the safe working method development process, include them in the development of emergency procedures process, include them in the selection process of PPE process. So all this process, improve them, take their ideas and opinion, have a consultation with them. That is involving employees. Provide necessary training, allocate resources in the sense finance aspect. Management has to provide sufficient budget towards health and safety. They need to provide enough resource, enough manpower to carry out the work. They need to also provide technological support, whatever the latest technology that we are into, for the implement of necessary actions. Same thing, employment feedback. You need to provide training on the incident reporting procedures, conducting awareness programs. So acting in a timely fashion and appropriately as per ISO 45001. Acting appropriately. Root cause analysis helps identify like immediate cause, root cause. Root cause are generally management failures, whereas immediate cause are based on unsafe act and unsafe condition. Root cause analysis helps identify systemic issues and address the underlying causes of incidents or non-conformities. Okay, it helps to identify systemic issues. So once you dig the immediate causes, you would be able to identify the root cause, and which can address the underlying causes of incidents or non-conformities. So what are the reasons for this accident? What are the non-conformities? We can able to identify from the root cause analysis, and then we can provide proportional response accordingly. The response to incidents or non-conformities should be proportional to the severity and potential consequences. So you need to comply with regulations, the local regulations, have a thorough documentation, like you need to maintain the records of training provided to the workers. You need to maintain the record of incident reporting, incident investigation report, and you need to retain that record for a period of time, etc. Continuous improvement. Fostering a culture of continuous improvement helps prevent incidents and non-conformities from recurring. So the reason why we need to continuously improve ourselves, reason why we need to investigate the near-miss, investigate the incidents to prevent from happening again. So that way we can, once we implement appropriate control measures, then we are not giving a chance for the same accident to happen again. That is like continuous improvement. So regular review and adjustment is necessary in the workplace. So learning from incidents and non-conformities. The last one, incident reports, such as in the incident report, accident investigation report, there will be a date of incident, time of incident, where did the accident has happened, who are all the individuals involved in the accident, that has to be recorded. So there are description of what has caused this accident, immediate cause, root cause, cost determination of the accident, what is the control measure that we have proposed. All these things will be listed out in the incident report. Non-conformity records. So what is the nature of the non-conformity? And then identification of non-conformity. Describe how the non-conformity was identified, like by physical inspection, etc. Include information about the individuals or team that discovered the non-conformity. In the non-conformity report or the record, you need to mention what is the non-conformity, who has identified the non-conformity, etc. And then nature of the non-conformity has to be documented in that, has to be recorded in that. Photographic evidence, like when you're carrying out investigation. So gathering the evidence is by, one is physical gathering of the evidences, like measurement, taking pictures, videos, etc. And then taking CCTV footage, barricading that area. So importance of photographic evidence. Retaining photographic evidence related to incidents or non-conformities is crucial. Visual documentation provides additional insights into the nature and severity of the situation. So, visual documentation. It supports transparency, accountability, and continuous improvement. So, you need to create an investigation report, which also need to have a physical evidence attached to it, like picture or photographs. That way, it can provide additional insights into the nature and the severity of the situation. The management can be able to understand. Conducting safety campaigns is another way of improving the health and safety in the workplace. So safety awareness campaigns are an effective way to reinforce key safety messages and promote an occupational health and safety focused culture. Utilize various mediums, such as you can create and post the posters, safety posters near the prominent areas, such as in the toilet, such as in the where the frequency of workers walking more in that area, like toilets, like DFAC or dining facilities areas, cafeterias, etc. Or at the entrances, human resources department entrance notice boards. These are the places that you can maximum reach. These campaigns help raise awareness, educate employees about potential hazards, and encourage worker participation. So these campaigns, when you're conducting regular safety campaigns, awareness campaigns, you're going to involve the workers. They can discuss about what are the ways that we can improve. They can give points, suggestions that we can improve the safety of the workplace. Safety culture survey. What is survey? Survey is nothing but you are going to talk about one particular topic and improve that place. A periodic assessment is done. You need to necessary periodically assess the safety culture within the organization through surveys or assessment. Survey is nothing but you're conducting a depth study of one particular topic. It could be noise, it could be vibration. Okay. So identify the areas for improvement. Use the feedback from the surveys to identify areas that need improvement. Track the progress by conducting regular safety culture surveys and comparing the result, the previous one and this one. Team challenges. Organize safety related challenges or competition within teams to promote. You can create challenges or you can develop recognition programs between the departments. That way it can create challenge between the departments. And then best safety practices. Recognize and reward the teams that demonstrate the best safety practices in the workplace. So that's all about it, all the 10 clauses. Let us just do a synopsis of the 10 clauses. The first clause is the scope of ISO 45001-2018. The scope is nothing but talking about the benefits of implementing ISO 45001. It helps to comply with the local, legal, and statutory compliance. It helps to prevent the accident. It helps to reduce the accident consequences. It creates a positive health and safety culture in the workplace. It promotes a positive health and safety culture in the workplace. It reduces the absenteeism rates in the workplace. It encourages the workers to be more productive in the workplace. It enhances the reputation of the organization. So when it gives this many benefits, why not implement ISO 45001 2018? Okay, that's the scope. Number two, normative references. Okay, like where this ISO 45001 came from. It's come from OSHA's 18001, the guidelines to implement the ISO 45001 2018. And we have seen terms and definitions, and that is clause number 3, terms and definitions. Clause number 4, context of the organization. Context of the organization, clause number 4. Can you all able to see the PDF? Can somebody say yes? All right, sounds good. So class 4 is the context of the organization. Class 5, leadership and worker participation. Clause 6 is planning. Clause 7 is support. Clause 8, that's what we discussed today, starting off with, which is operation. Operation, nothing but eliminating hazards and reducing overtures and risk, management of change, procurement, and emergency preparedness and response procedures. Clause 9, performance evaluation. Clause 10 is about improvement. Clause 10 is about improvement. That's all with the ISO 45001. This is what you see in the PDF is the Bible, or is the Quran, or is the Holy Book for ISO 45001 standards. So with this, you're going to create a checklist against the organization. So that way you can audit against the ISO 45001 standards in the organization to help ensure the organization compliance with the ISO 45001 2018 standards. So this is the basic document that you need to know, that you need to thorough with if you want to become an ISO 45001 lead auditor, whether you're doing internal audit or external audit. So this is the basic document. See, for anything in your life, whether be it cricket, be it football, you have some, even mathematics. We need to first get ready with the basics. Starting with, if it is mathematics, for example, you need to know addition, subtraction, division, multiplication, and tables. And for this ISO 45001, you need to familiarize with all the clauses. Only then you can become competent in that area. So with that note, thank you all for listening to me. And if you have any course-related queries, course fees, etc., get in touch with the registration department. I hope you noted down the numbers. You're taking a screenshot of the Ms. Zoya Khan, Mr. Missa, and Ms. Sarah. So you can get in touch with them for any questions related, be it any courses, health and safety courses or environmental courses. We have a wide range of courses, level 6, level 7 courses as well, European Safety Council. See, once you achieve level 6 European Safety Council, you become eligible for TSP, Transitional Safety Practitioner. And then you're eligible to take the exam, to sit for the exam for CSP. Okay, you can prepare for the CSP as well. So please get in touch with please join our WhatsApp group. So regular updates regarding the safety trainings or upcoming training programs will be posted there. And regular updates regarding safety, any updates in the safety are also posted there. Assignment abroad times are also posted there. So with that note, let us end the session. One person asked me a question. Dear sir, one of the safety training I participated taught us that road crossing is the hazard. See, road crossing is an activity basically. Is the hazard when crossing a road? Is that correct? It's an activity that you do. Okay, but I feel that it is not crossing road. Moving vehicle is the hazard. Okay, it's kind of like comes under physical hazard basically. Or you can say transportation hazard, you can call it. in Europe. Please share checklist for audit for all the participants. Kindly get in touch with the registration department. We will share the checklist for the audit. Please share PDF. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you all for listening to me. Have a great night. See you all in the next training programs. Zoya Khan, are you there? All right, she's not there. All right, take care. See you all. Good night.